look at the time. It's time for another video. Good day to you, my fellow adventurers throughout time and space. It is I, the Cowardly Time Lord, welcoming you back to Let's Play The Legend of Dragoon. This is mostly going to be a grinding episode today. Sorry that I haven't been recording videos as often as I should. I've been cleaning my house before a relative arrives in a few days. So yes. I have things going on, and thus was not able to record. I could have recorded one of the days, to be fair, but yeah. Things happened. Anyways, I'll meet you back in a little bit when something interesting happens. Now, if I am able to pull off Hashel's addition one more time, it will be the final time of using that particular addition. So that's good. You know what, you get to defend for a turn, Meru. Really? We'll get another chance. And that was the final 5 ring shattering. For Hashel during this playthrough. Indeed. On to his next addition, Hex Hammer. Like, of all the characters, I think Hashel has the most, like, difficulty progression with his additions. Hexhammer is really hard to adjust to the timing of, that's what I remember. But that's why we're in the snowfield. The place where I learn how to do the additions the best, despite it being hard to see the squares. Because I've always found the squares have very little to actually do with the addition timing. In learning the addition timing. Maybe I'm just weird. But yeah, no matter what, this one takes some amount of time to get used to. Yeah, that one's gonna take a little bit to get used to. Again. Like, of all the characters, I always find Hashel to be the hardest to max out the additions with. Probably used Magic Sig Stone, not slow down. Well, it said it would take a little bit. I didn't say how long it would take. But yeah, Hex Hammer. Hashel's final one, Omni Sweep, is way harder even than that. And that one isn't easy. Which is generally why I give the Ultimate War God to Hashel if I give it to anybody during playthroughs. But I am gonna master the edition the legitimate way. Only once it reaches 80 without using the Ultimate War God do I then equip him with the Ultimate War God. Yes, it's that difficult. Even after repeating it 80 times, it can still... You can still slip up on it quite easily. Oh, Maru just Dragoon leveled up. I didn't catch that, but she did. And also, just so you know how hard Hex Hammer is... Yeah, I've only gotten that one time that I caught on camera. Also, look how... well, you saw it there at the end. That's how much SP that is getting, and it's not even maxed out. So yeah, that is the most SP giving edition, especially if you combine it with the pretty hammer and that other accessory that increases the Screw it, I'm going back to Val Lab as soon as this is over, just because the maximum volts will give me more attempts at getting Hashel's edition down in a single fight. Because I am not having any luck. Can just get it down one more time, I'll be happy even. Nope. And like I say, Omni Sweep is more difficult than Hex Hammer. And I've only been able to pull off Hex Hammer once. Bullshit. It is just bullshit. Especially when there's a counter in Hex Hammer. That makes it so much more difficult. There's no time to react to that. No time to react to it. None at all. I have an anger. That wasn't what I wanted to attack. I wanted to attack that with Hashel. The bowling... Because the bowling cannot counter. Making it one of the ideal enemies to grind against, really. Which is the reason I like the snowfield. Because of the bowling and its inability to counter, and also its spinning actually helps you focus more on getting the timing down. I tell you, there's a strategy to grinding in the snowfield. I tell you, I'm not insane. I really did see it. I saw a real bright light. It drove me insane, it did. All the loud noises, constant noises, all the talking, all the whispers. I'll probably go back to Velweb, like I said, so yeah. Feel like Hexhammer is worthy enough to unpause for now at this point. Just because of how difficult it is. Whee! Whee! Just showing you really how much trouble I have with Hexhammer. The only two additions in this game that I can say truly puts me off, and that was regularly leveling up. Okay then. Anyways, but yeah, Hexhammer and Omni Sweep. 5-ring Shattering I am alright with. And then it's such a jarring change to go from Hexhammer to Omni Sweep. Same thing with Maru's next 2 editions, which is it's so jarring to go from Cat's Cradle up to Perky Step, because they have the exact opposite. Like, like one has a point in it where you have to hit it, the X button nearly instantly after the you have to hit that X button in rapid succession. While the other one has it where it's like, oh no, you need to wait long. I just cast speed up on Miru. Whatever. I'm sure I won't regret that decision. I should get Hex Hammer down before too long and do a ton of Hex Hammers. Only 3 more cool boogies. I'll meet you after that. I am done. I'm tired. Oh, I cannot get Hex Hammer. And if you wanted proof that I wasn't kidding about that Maru would catch up to Haschel even though it was doing all that stuff, look. Only 3 Hex Hammers done. Maru's onto Cat's Cradle. Haschel takes a lot longer to get up to his maximum strength just because of how difficult that Hex Hammer is as an addition. It's really starting to bug me. Anyways, now Maru's on Cat's Cradle. Let's see if I can remember the timing of this one the first time around, shall we? Of course not. Oh. Yep, I got Cat's Cradle down. There's Haschel's regular level. Oh dear, fistness. I still feel nice. She's not coming. I wanted to get to the Dragoons today. I did. But I also want to do grinding. I have an idea. I have a solution. I'll be back in a bit. Well, I'm starting to get Hex Hammer down. That's pretty good. Why does my nose still feel like it's gonna sneeze even after I blew it? I don't know. I'll be back in a minute. Sneezing happened. Didn't help. Oh boy. I'll tackle the first 2 Dragoon fights. That's what I'll do. Wonder if they'll... Yeah, nah, I'm confident. I'm confident in my ability to take out a stupid ancient Dragoon. That's still annoying. I hate the counter. If it weren't for the counters, I would have a much easier time getting these additions down as well. Not a flawless time, obviously. Hopefully this works. Nope. Did not work. Oh, finally starting to get it, at least somewhat. But I guarantee I'll finish Maru up in terms of addition grinding before I even get close with Heschel. Anyways, now to switch in the party and face the first of the old Dragoons. Just gonna show you the status of my party before going in. And I am actually going to switch Dart over to the Soul Eater. Actually, what are my stats? I wonder. Okay. Yeah, I knew Albert would have a way higher attack stat. Yeah. Anyways, let's head in and fight Suval. Nothing has changed here. Not even a bit. Suval? Not to be confused with Lavitz's father, Servi, which I always felt like they, I don't know. I just got them two mixed up when I thought about this game. It is such an irony that you, who studied life and death, cannot die completely. Is that you, Rose? Is anything wrong? You brought a lot of guests with you. I was asked by Shirley and came to see how you are doing. How are you? How are your studies? Through the subjugation of Mayfield, I think I completely understand where life comes from and where it goes. Winglies have been manipulating souls, namely life, from Mayfield, the place known as the Death Capital, and the Crystal Palace, known as the Life Capital. We saw in Mayfield, the destination of life, the darkness opened up into hell. A world of shadows without light. That is why you cannot die completely. I don't want to go to a world of nothing spread out on the tip of darkness. I don't like nothingness. Where should I go? I'll tell you now. These are quite emotional fights, yes. And he has access to all the same magics.
Wing Blaster!
See, Wing Blaster! That's kind of how... That's the closest way I can replicate his voice. Anyways, yeah. Usually I do all these fights with Kongle, Albert, and Dart, but this time I'm finding them with Rose in the party. I'm gonna do special with Dart, but Seville does not have access to Blossom, Rose, Storm, whatever, the defense maneuver, because, well, that would make it kind of cheating. In fact, none of the Dragoons have access to their second level magic, except for Belzac, who is Kongle's equivalent, and that, of course, makes sense, because, well... Because, Kongle has fewer Dragoon levels, and all that, and less magic. But yeah, the only reason why I'm using Rose in these battles is because, well, story-wise, or story kind of thing. Anyways, this is gonna do a ton of damage to this guy. Because, well... he has similar stats to Albert, so he's weak against magic. And of course, we're doing Rose Storm.
Rose Storm!
And next, before this video ends, I'm going to fight Belzac as well, probably, depending on how long this takes. But funny story about the Belzac fight. I have had it always be where the game just, well, on my PlayStation, it's not the game's fault, it's just this shitty electrical wiring around my house, but the power always goes out right in the middle of the Belzac fight for me. It's funny. Note that I usually play Legend of Dragoon in the winter, so... there's that. Also, I love how he has glasses on. Seville. Like, I would love for there to be a prequel to Legend of Dragoon that's all about the Dragon campaign, and we get to play as these characters. It just seems so cool. Really? You're just using Wing Blaster again? Wing Blaster! He can use Gaspless and the Dragon Summon. but he just doesn't seem to want to. Okay, I think this video's gone on long enough. It had enough stuff in it. Then again, I'll go fight Belzak after this. Well, I guess it really does depend on... Like, if it's already at the 40-minute mark before I've defeated Seville, then no. Well, after, if it's at the 40-minute mark after I defeat Seville, then I probably won't go fight Belzak, but otherwise, yeah. Now, Gaspless won't do a ton to Seville, but I'll show what it will do. Especially considering usually if you use like a magic like this,
Gaspless.
there's a high chance that Seville will counter with his own Gaspless. Well, actually, they were using the Dark Dragon on Rose's next turn. What you doing? Gaspless! And of course he's doing it on Albert, but Albert has the Dragoon armor. I find it so interesting they got voice actors to do this. Just to voice these optional boss fights. That is so cool for PlayStation 1, in my opinion, at least. Like, I can't think of any other PlayStation 1 game that had voice actors specifically to voice optional bosses. It's just one of the things that makes Legend of Dragoon stand out. Oh. Also, I should mention it's very, very late at night where I am. Also, they have unique death animations, all of them. Which I think is really cool. All the optional Dragoon fights. I think his is just him laughing, realizing his own defeat. If I remember correctly. What a fitting way for him to go, right? Because I assume this will kill him. Yeah, no, I'll do Belzak. I'll make this a longer episode if I have to. See? Him laughing, realizing his defeat. And you get the Jade Stone. For defeating Seville. Yes, all the optional Dragoon battles will give you a stone, which resists the element that it is by half. Somewhere in the East Country, there is this legend. Life does not come from anywhere or go anywhere. It just goes around with all other lives. It is part of a great wheel. I can come back again, to the place with light, to the place with warm lives. How? I tell you. But maybe ahead in the hell you saw in Mayfield, might be a place with light, waiting for you. All is up to you. Yes, it is what I have to decide. Where I want to go now. I must think it through. Thank you, Rose. Sorry. Let's keep going, Dart. Ugh. 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 See the next tower that we're heading into, but it'll take me a minute to get set up. Also need to restore SP. Oh, wrong tower. That's Rose's tower. This is the next tower here. So I'll meet you back in a minute or two. Dart just leveled up. Now, it should be mentioned the Dragoon of old that I'm about to fight right now is usually the Dragoon of old that I save for last. No particular reason. This guy is not particularly the most difficult, especially if you use Albert. But this time, I'm not using Albert. So it will be a little bit more difficult than what I'm used to with this boss. Still not particularly difficult. Make sure of that. But I am actually saving what is considered the most difficult of these old Dragoons to the average player for last. Here too, the same as the past. He is... Children, I will realize the freedom you wished and the future I promised to you. Children, please watch us. Is that Soul one of the Dragoons that is trapped in this world? Yes, his name is Belzac. He is the Dragoon recognized by the Golden Dragoon spirit. The reason why it says this is because it's entirely possible you never went back to Lohan and picked up Kongol's Dragoon spirit. But what is tying him to this world? Is that you, Rose? And Zieg? No, it seems not. Who are you? It is a long story. We don't have time to tell you about it now. Yes, indeed. The subjugation of Cadessa will be soon. Yep. He hasn't realized that he's been dead for 11,000 years. I mean, granted, he was stabbed through the stomach by that Virage in that cutscene and all that shit and that, yeah. This last strategy has to be completed for the sake of the children who were killed by Winglies. You haven't realized it yet? Realized what? You are... No, not only you, but everybody but me has died. Everybody has died? And that includes me? Shirley died too? It cannot be. I took the attack of the Super Virage with my own body to be the shield for Shirley. You remember now? No way! I don't believe Shirley died. I don't believe it. Yeah. Interesting case this is. Now, as you can imagine, Belzac here is pretty much immune to physical. Has more hit points than any of the others.
Die.
Hits like an absolute tank. And is, for some reason, not slow like Kongo is. Oh, crap. This might be harder than I thought. Let's speed down him, please. Is power down? And since I... I wanted to power up Dart, but I realized that physical attack barrier is probably the smarter way to go with Rose. Like I said, I usually bring Albert in, and while not, Albert's physical defense is lower, and not lower than Rose's, but, is lower than Kongol's, let's say, he still can take a beating. Let's see how much Final Burst does. Usually I do the special with Albert and use Gaspless, and that takes out about a quarter of Belzac's health. And of course, there's Rose Storm to up our defense against his physical attacks, which, like I said, hit like a tank. Luckily, he's an idiot and will use his magic as well. But that's still a fair bit of damage. And I'm going to use the Golden Dragon right off the bat as well. Kongo. I realize that might get him to use his own Golden Dragon, which is not the preferable scenario. But yeah. This should still deal a ton of damage. It's the only way Kongo will... I mean, Kongo can... Kongo's physical attack will deal quite a bit of damage to his ancient counterpart. Apparently that speed down really did affect him. Interesting. Let's see how much HP she managed to drain from Belzac with this. Should be a lot, considering how low Belzac's, magic defense is. Oh yeah, even without access to spells like Gaspless and Rose Storm, this fight shouldn't be too difficult. Here's to hoping. I'm even going to be a little cocky next turn and use Dark Dragon. And if Rose dies... well, not what I want to happen. I won't care. Because if one of your active party members dies in combat, the amount of experience your back row party members get actually increases by a lot.
Meteor strike!
Sorry, I didn't want to talk over that voice line. Meteor strike! Huh? Totally a mismatched voice, but whatever. Why? Oh, wait a minute. She's got her physical attack barrier. This should deal quite a lot of damage. How much? I don't know. Hopefully more than final burst, actually. Should deal at least that much. Goodbye, Balzac. Hey, not as much as Final Burst, but that was still a lot of damage. Now that's a lot of damage. Just wait till next time to see a true that's a lot of damage. Because, you know, there's the Maru's ancient counterpart. The best of the old Dragoons. We have to fight. And she, well, she has low physical defense, Soul Eater plus... Oh, he's dead. And he just pounds his knee in defeat. Yeah, there we go. Another one of the ancient Dragoons. These battles kind of do play at your morality, though. I don't know. It just feels sad having to send off these old ghosts. Now I remember all the truth. But death is not as sad as I imagined. Thank you, Rose. It's not sad anymore. Yes, the Shirley you loved is there too. Let's keep going. But the one that you can really feel the most sympathy for of these old Dragoons has got to be Maru's counterpart. The one that you get, it's like, yeah, okay, he definitely... no, that's not Rose's tower. Maybe... no, that's not... is that... whatever. Anyways, the one that you can absolutely feel no sympathy for because, yeah, he deserves his spirit to be banished from the earth forever, is Hashel's counterpart.
Die.
It can be very much, even at this point. Also, I completely forgot to switch over to the Soul Eater, but that's because I wouldn't have been doing any physical damage to Belzac there. Yeah. this is a good place to pretty much wrap it up for today's video. I'll be back in a minute, actually. Yes, I have a reason for unpausing where I did. Because Rose was literally one experience point from going up a level at the end of the last battle. So I decided to do that battle just to get Rose up that last little bit of experience. Now we're going back to this screen to be healed once again by Shirley's magic healing power that remains here. I feel refreshed. I wonder if he... Anyways, this looks like a good place to end off for today's episode. So this is the Cowardly Time Lord signing off and saying, have a good day, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. Bye-bye now.